Hi everybody, it's 3 p.m. and it's time for dinner with Nanny Bubby. And today we are making a traditional Caesar salad. So many of you, including me, are used to eating Caesar salad out of a jar, meaning that we buy Caesar salad dressing, we throw together some romaine, some Parmesan cheese, and some store-bought croutons, and there's our Caesar salad. So recently, I looked up a recipe for Caesar salad. I actually am using Ina Garden's recipe. It's fantastic. I'm putting a little bit of a twist in it because I'm putting tequila in it. And do you know why I'm putting tequila in the Caesar salad? Because Caesar salad was originally a Tijuana recipe. In fact, there is a restaurant in Tijuana called Caesar's, and that is where the Caesar salad got its name. They make it in the bowl with the egg, with everything else, and who would have thought, although I had heard that Caesar salad was traditionally a Mexican found dish. Hi Sherry Brasa, good to have you here. Did you know that Caesar salad was invented in Mexico, not in Italy, right? So all of us, I think that Caesar salad is more Italian because it is served in so many Italian restaurants. But hey, Jim Clark, nice to have you. Good to see you. But Caesar salad is actually, hey Heather, saying hello to everybody so I can get my words out here. But Caesar salad is actually, hey Yumi, is actually Mexican. So Yumi, I'm sure you will chime in that Caesar salad is definitely a Tijuana founded side dish. Hey Teresa. Glory, boy, everybody, I did not know either, but I did find that out about 20 years ago, and I did hang on to the information. So we saw this fantastic, my husband and son both saw this most fantastic YouTube on Caesar. Hey, Brenda Mills. Boy, everybody's coming in today. Good to have you back, Brenda. It's been a while. And this, by the way, I have not found my apron yet, but what it's done, it's given me an opportunity to wear all these beautiful aprons that people have given me as a gift. And this was given to me by on my birthday this year by my dear friend and business manager. I mean, I don't know, there's a long list of what she is to me aside from dear friend Brenda, and her dear friend Carla is an artist, and she made this beautiful apron for me. It says grow, cook, gather, and at the bottom here it says Nanny Bubby, which you can't really see, but because I'm standing too close, but I thought I'd say it. Hi Mom, how are you? So, and Erica's here as well. So it's given me an opportunity with the loss of this apron to wear all these beautiful artistic aprons that people have given me as a gift. And I love that. So let's get started now that so many of you have already joined me. So let's just start first with the croutons. Now this is just plain old sourdough bread. And if I'm going to eat any bread at all, it's always going to be sourdough. Number one, it's white, which is a healthier, believe it or not, white bread, if you look it up, is healthier for you than wheat bread. So anything white is a much better whole grain than, hi Erica, good to see you, than whole wheat, believe it or not. So you should trash all your whole wheat bread. And I'm gonna be having Colette back on, Colette Brown. Hey Lisa, good to see you, how are you? Thanks for joining us today. We've got a whole crew chiming in today. We're making Caesar salad. So Colette is going to speak to us about why white bread is much healthier for your body and for your gut than whole wheat. It has to do with the, I can't come up with it off the top of my head right here, but I do know the information. So we're going to start with the croutons. So let's turn this on. Let's go turn the burner up, not too high. And so many chefs always say to take off the crust, but I actually love a crouton. Hey Cynthia, hello. I love a heavy crust on my croutons. It's like if I can find a crouton, kind of pick through my salad and find the one that has the crust on it, it makes me really happy. So I love to leave the crust on my crouton. So this is so simple. You're just not gonna believe this. I hope you can see this. I got a lot happening on this cutting board, so much to show you today. So we're just gonna, it's exactly what you intuitively would think. We're just gonna cut cut it lengthwise. It's a little bit too big. Let me cut this in half. Now, this bread was frozen, and I took it out, and what I did with it is put it in the toaster on the #1 setting, just to defrost it. And what it actually really did too, on top of that, is that it kind of dehydrates it a little bit, makes it a little bit stale, which is a good way to go. Then we're just gonna cut it in cubes, just like this, and just as you would intuitively expect. So those of you, there's enough croutons in here that those of you that like it without the crust, there's plenty of the inside, but those of us who love those little crusty edges in our croutons that love to pick through, there's enough on here. So in this bowl, or not the bowl, but in the pan over here, oh my God, I thought this would be so easy to do today, but there's so much going on. So in this is actually a tablespoon of butter, because you know everything with me starts with a tablespoon of butter and 2 tablespoons of oil. The butter again for flavor and for browning, and the oil because olive oil is just so good for everybody and so good for everything. Hey, Rob Del Pozo, you're brand new with us. So glad to have you here today. So we're going to take these croutons, put them right into the pot. I've got this on a medium heat. I'm going to turn it up one, make it about medium. Oh, I think I locked this. Goodness, let me turn it off. There we go. Medium-high heat. And apparently I threw the garlic in here. Oh my God. Here we go. Let's get that garlic out of here. Did not mean to do that. That's for the dressing. Picked it right up with croutons. So let me make sure that I've got it all out. Okay, there we go. And we are going to just let this saute right into the butter and the olive oil. The key to this is not turning it until we think we've gotten it really cooked. The bread is going to absorb all of the olive oil. In fact, we might have to just pour a little bit more onto it over the top because it's already absorbing. We're also going to put a little bit of salt on this and season it. There we go. And we're going to put some Italian seasoning on this. This is a special blend that my dear friend Colette made from Wellness by Colette. It's the Italian blend of herbs, which I think make it fantastic. And then a little bit of pepper. So I lean over here and grab just a little bit of pepper. Okay, so oh, that smells so good. So since Caesar salad is made first in Mexico, actually, Tijuana to be exact, both my husband on Saturday when I made Caesar salad for my nephew's birthday said, "Oh, you're making Caesar salad? Are you putting tequila in it?" And no, I am not putting tequila into my nephew's birthday salad this year. But anyway, so I kind of got out of that. So then my son Russell heard that I was making Caesar salad, and the first thing he did is came down and said, "Hey, are you putting tequila in that Caesar salad?" No, but Dad asked me the same question on Saturday. Well, about 10 minutes later, my husband comes down and says, "Hey, you're making Caesar salad?" They both saw my post. I'm just going to pour a little bit more olive oil in here. And he says, "Are you putting tequila in that Caesar salad?" So I finally said, "Okay, I am going to put tequila in this Caesar salad." And I had to really think it through intuitively. So remember, everything is about fat, salt, heat, and acid. So you always want to have a balance of the fat, the acid, the heat, and the salt. And that's what you do. So if you think about tequila is an acid, right? I mean, it's also an alcohol, but it has a very acidic taste to it. And so I thought, where would I put the tequila in this recipe? And the answer is that the recipe calls for a half a cup of lemon juice, normally. So what I'm going to do is put in a quarter of a cup of lemon juice and a quarter of a cup of tequila, because I think that will actually make for a really delicious Caesar salad dressing. So as I continue on and you look at this, this is really looking good. Really looking good. You see that it's starting to brown up. I'm going to cut that a little bit. And I could be right, I could be wrong, but I want to give you the original recipe, which is actually an Ina Garden recipe, which I have to tell you, that's the thing. When you actually make something from scratch. Hey, Doug Eischer, there you are. Glad to have you here. I always look out for you, Doug. Thanks for being here. So here is what I wanted to tell you, is that when you are, I will tell you, I've made Caesar salad for my family and friends over the last year 3 times. And every time I do, everybody moans and groans about how delicious the Caesar salad is. Now, I'm very well known for my kale salad, and my dear friend Lisa is here, and she would tell you that she didn't even want to try my kale salad because she doesn't really like kale. But everybody was moaning and groaning at how delicious it was, and so she tasted it, and she could not believe how good it was. So I never thought I'd come up with a salad any better than that kale salad, but this Caesar salad truly takes the cake. Every time I make it, everybody's like, oh my God, this Caesar salad is so good. Even my dad, who owns an amazing Italian restaurant, makes a great Caesar salad at Piero's, on Saturday said, oh my God, this Caesar salad is amazing, Marla. So I took that as the highest compliment. And I began to think, what is it about this Caesar salad that everybody is tasting and it tastes so good to them? And the truth is that it's not out of a jar. It literally is made from scratch 100%, from croutons to lettuce. Oh, I didn't grow the lettuce. I did buy the lettuce, but I'm going to show you how to clean lettuce in a minute. And all the way down to the dressing. So let me turn this off so we don't burn our croutons. We can always heat it up again if we need to get them browner, but I think they're looking pretty good. What do you guys think? Right? What do you guys think? How awesome is that? Okay. All right. So let's move over here. And, you know, how many of you love this apron? So the story, for those of you who are just now tuning in and listening, is that while in Laguna last week, somewhere between my house and Cynthia's house and Farmer Joe's house, I lost my apron. I feel like when Cynthia and I were driving through the hills of Fallbrook on our way to Farmer Joe's, hey Fred Domaney, where have you been for the last couple of months? That the apron must have flown out while the top was down, while we were Thelma and Louising through the mountains with the top down, enjoying the view. So I don't know. I keep waiting for it to show up. I still keep looking everywhere. But in the meanwhile, I bought finally two, because remember last time I went to the Boulevard Mall to get my apron embroidered, my husband and I looked at each other and said, if there's a COVID Petri dish, it is here. And we got out of there as fast as we could, but 6 days later I came down with COVID, and I'm sure that that's where I got it. So nonetheless, that's why I only got one apron, because the world had just opened and Williams-Sonoma only had one apron. And so I took it, ran to the Boulevard Mall, we got it embroidered, and I never went back after that. But so now that I lost the apron, I'm kind of screwed. All right, so let's start with the salad dressing. So we're going to start with an egg yolk, and the egg yolk needs to be room temperature. And if you, inevitably, anytime I go to cook a recipe and I don't read it ahead, I realize that, yes, I'm perfectly fine. Thank you so much, Farika Robinson. Teresa Anderson is back. Okay, so in order to make an egg room temperature, it's very simple. What you do is you get a little cup, fill it with hot water, not warm. I mean, if you've got an hour to kill, then go ahead and put lukewarm water in it. But I get it to kind of hot. And then you put the cold egg in. It's like an ice cube. It brings the temperature of the water down, and the temperature of the water brings the heat up. And by the time you're done, for a few minutes, the egg is basically room temperature. So what we're going to do, let me pour the water out. And that took all of about 3 minutes, right? So that's really what you want to do. So the first thing we're going to do is separate the egg. And if you notice right here, the best way to do that is, let's see, I want to put this where you can see it well. Just crack it, and what you're going to do is you are going to just turn it and just keep turning it let all of that just go into the bowl. You know, there's some white that kind of sticks to the yolk. Of course, if you ever get a shell in anything, all you need to do is, there we go. All right, we're gonna save this for just a minute. I gotta prop this up here, just a minute. Okay, I'm gonna do this with the egg. So one of the things that I have learned is, as I said yesterday, I love to mince garlic. I always do it by hand. But when I've got a food processor that is a part of this recipe, which this entire meal is going to be made, or the entire dressing is going to be made into the food processor, then hand chopping or mincing this garlic is really very much unnecessary. So I'm going to show you the trick. The first thing to do with garlic, if you want to mince it beautifully, is you turn it on high. Wait, I need to put this in order to do that. Wait a minute. Okay, here we go. Okay, so turn it on high, and we're just going to drop the garlic in. Put my hand on it. And what happens is that will mince the garlic. I know it's loud. But as soon as it stops flying around, it's all minced. There we go. And when you're making salad dressing, you really don't want anybody to bite into a really large piece of garlic, you know, like one of the pieces that you minced that were bigger than the others. So when it comes to that, and we're using the food processor anyway, I always mince my garlic in the food processor. Then what we're gonna do is we're gonna add a raw egg yolk. Now, the truth is that the acid from the lemon helps to cook. So a lot of things can cook. You can cook. Hey, Joe Perez, so nice to see you. Thank you so much. So happy to have you here, Joe. My goodness, I'm seeing all kinds of old friends showing up today, and that makes me so happy. Thank you, Joe, so much. So the acid from the lemon juice actually will help to cook the egg. So by the time this gets cooked and blended, and also, if we are adding tequila, and we are going to, hey there, Tammy Marvin, so nice to see you. If we start adding the tequila, that also helps in making the egg yolk not so raw. So we've added an egg yolk, and next, let me grab these ingredients because, you know, I always say you have to follow a recipe. Even if it's the recipe that you've designed and you've written all on your own, if you don't follow it, what happens is you leave out the one ingredient that makes the whole dish. So many of us cook like our grandmother's favorite recipe. We know it by heart. And then one night it just doesn't taste like it should. And then you realize you forgot to put in X, Y, or Z. So keep yourself safe in the kitchen. Always use your recipe. So we're going to use 2 teaspoons of Dijon mustard. So let's shake that down. And 1, 2, there we go. Alrighty. And we are going to use the chopped garlic, which is already in there, because you have to mince that in a clean bowl. Nothing else in here. Just throw that garlic in when it's on high. Let it go. It is not upsetting anything that the garlic went in first. And then we're going to put in, and this is, I think, the real key. Let me find it. Here it is. The real key to amazing Caesar salad, you would think it's the raw egg yolk, but it's not. It's actually the real anchovies. So I love this Crown Prince brand. Recipe calls for 8 to 10 anchovies. This has about 10 or more, 9 or more. I don't know, not too many more, but enough. And let me give this a hit. There we go. I may have to have my husband come down and open this for me. Hold on. Hold on, I'm coming. All right, here we go. Let me turn this. Yep, there we go. All right. And I pour out some of the oil, most of the oil if you can. You don't need a lot of fish oil in this, but I don't worry too much. If I don't get it all, it's just no big deal. So if you can see, they just come out. They're not the round anchovies, they're the flat fillets. And I'm just dumping this in. And trust me when I tell you, you know, if you will start even your pasta sauce with anchovies, what happens is they cook down, and they cook down into nothing. They fall apart. And all you are left with is amazing flavor. And that is the secret sometimes to really good sauce. So, okay, so now we're gonna put in a half a cup of the fresh squeezed lemon juice. But we are not gonna do just a half a cup. We're gonna do a quarter of a cup. Because again, we are substituting acid with acid. So this is the piece that we need to substitute with the tequila. So, if not, you're gonna use a half a cup of the lemon juice. So we're going into lemon juice, salt, and pepper into the, okay. So here we go. There's the lemon juice. Let's see. There we go. Okay. Now, my husband said that if he's gonna use tequila in anything, it has to be Don Julio. I said, don't we have less expensive tequila down there? He said, no, if I'm gonna be eating tequila in my Caesar salad tonight, I want Don Julio. So I didn't feel like I could pour evenly, and I was a little frightened of using the tequila. So how many of you like Don Julio? Give me a 1 if you like Don Julio. Just type a 1 in the chat. And because that's our tequila of choice around this house. Although my son likes, can't think of the name. What's the favorite? So, okay, so we need about 2 ounces now of tequila. 1, 2, 3. There we go. All right, so that's the acid. Got it? Okay, so, okay, everybody likes Don Julio, does it? All the men, right away. Yep, I like, and you should smell that. You can smell that tequila along with the egg yolk. And the egg yolk is already breaking and starting to color. So it's kind of getting cooked by the acid. So I need to shove down, if you will, the minced garlic here. Okay. Okay, there we go. So what happened is all the minced garlic flew up on these sides. And go. There we go. Okay, so let's get that going. And we are going to pulse this at first, and then we are going to, we're going to put it on high, and we're going to pour in the olive oil while it's going, because what that does is it emulsifies the entire dressing. So let's start on low, or let's just pulse. Pulsing. Put it on low. So what that is doing now is it is actually squishing down the anchovies. It's going to make it and liquefy the anchovies. Go. Oh, I can smell the tequila. This is really going to be something. And now we are going to add, so you can see the anchovies have turned into almost like a little tiny microscopic polka dot. And that's how you can actually tell that it's ready to go. So let's put it on low and right down to the food tube. We're going to pour, oh my gosh, that tequila is unbelievable. And 1.5 cups of olive oil. All in. And we're going to put the food tube in and go back to high for just a minute. Okay, well, I'm going to smell this. Oh my gosh, it's unbelievable. I actually feel like it needs just a little more lemon juice. I can tell by smell that I feel like it needs just a little bit more lemon juice. That smells about right. So I know this is going to sound strange to everybody, but I do not taste when I cook. if I do, it ruins everything. It just kind of wipes me out. So what I do, what I do is I go by smell and look. That's what I do, and that has never stirred me wrong. So we're going to throw in, again, just a little bit of salt, teaspoon of salt, and a little bit of black pepper. And the last thing we're going to do, now that everything is emulsified, is we're going to put in a 1/2 cup of freshly grated Parmesan cheese. And I'm just reminding you, do not buy already grated Parmesan cheese. It has a filler in it. It has something that keeps it from getting solid, because somehow somebody in the food processing business decided that American families wouldn't buy already grated Parmesan cheese if it's stuck together, which all you have to do when you get it home is kind of take a knife or a little bit of a fork and it will come apart. My own Parmesan cheese sticks together, but for some reason they felt like their product would be better if they added this ingredient, which by the way is not healthy for you, it's a chemical, to keep the Parmesan cheese from sticking together. Why? I have no idea. I think we all would be happier with real Parmesan cheese without the non-solidifier in it, of which I can't remember what that's called. But anyway, nonetheless. Okay, some of my pet peeves. There's a little bit of Parmesan cheese with the salt and pepper, and away we go. Okay, I have a very messy, oh my God, that, ladies and gentlemen, is fantastic. So, I can hardly wait to eat this. So let's move on now to the salad. And how many of you, so here is the burning question, how many of you have a salad spinner at home? I need everybody who's watching right now, just tell me, do you have a salad spinner at home? Give me a 1, give me a thumbs up, give me, I think better a 1, because then I can see who's actually responding. If you just do a smile or a thumbs up, it doesn't tell me who it is. But tell me if you have a salad spinner at home. There we go. Okay. Doug says, let's see, what does Doug say? Doug says yes. Okay. Leanne says yes. Sherry says yes. Lisa says yes. Okay. So I have a very dear friend who actually has a podcast. And one day, my mother does, well, I could not imagine, oh, Heather does not. Okay, Heather. Well, we got to get you a salad spinner. Now I know what I'm getting you for Hanukkah or Christmas, right? So I have a dear friend who has a podcast, and in the podcast, she started talking about a salad spinner that she could not believe. She had gone over to a friend's house, and they didn't want to make a salad because they said, oh my God, cleaning lettuce takes so long. And she thought to herself, what are you talking about? You've got to be kidding me. And she went and grabbed her salad spinner and spinned out the cleaning of the salad. And I mean, this was like the biggest thing ever in the history of the podcast. So I began thinking about it when I heard this story, that I don't know how many of you, and probably you do have salad spinners because most of you are foodies, right? You would know. But the average person does not have a salad spinner at home, which just is amazing to me, because I think that the very first thing that I ever registered for as a bride was a salad spinner. So let me show you what I'm going to do. In order to clean your salad as quickly as possible, and to get it really dry. So she was telling a story about how her friend thought that what she had to do is take off every leaf of the lettuce and wash it individually, and then she would line her countertop with paper towels, and she would put the lettuce on the paper towels, and then she'd go by and she would take another paper towel and dry each leaf of lettuce. And so consequently, since she knew no other way to wash lettuce, she stopped making salads. And she said, oh, for heaven's sakes, you need to get a salad spinner and you will love it forever. So let me show you what we're going to do here. We are going to take this salad spinner right here. You can see that this comes apart. For those of you that have one, you already know that. But for those of you that don't, You want to get a salad spinner, you can get it on Amazon, you can get it at Target, you could get it, I mean, in the day, these were like 50 bucks for a salad spinner. Not the case anymore, $19.99 or less, I'm guessing. We're going to take the core of the romaine, or even iceberg, spinach, whatever it is you're buying in a stock. I can't think of what it's called. Somebody tell me what it's called. In the head of romaine, the head of iceberg, a head of spinach. And what we're gonna do, we cut off the end, and what we're gonna do now is we are going to just slice this. Here's a core, so we're gonna get rid of these two cores, get those out over here. And we're gonna cut this like this. Go. Just cutting into bite-sized pieces. When you get to the green leaves, you just have to be really careful because they're soft and the fingers get in the way. And we're just gonna take these lettuce leaves like this, and we're gonna do this in two sets, if you will, because we are going to spray this with food grade hydrogen peroxide. We grab that right into the bowl, just like this. We're gonna let this set a minute. And I think, honestly, I can spray this just right here and let it set there while I clean the first group. Just put, I mean, it doesn't hurt your wooden cutting board. In fact, I clean my cutting board with food grade hydrogen peroxide, but now that I've done this and sprayed it, I want to make sure that I wash this board really good because you don't want to leave the residue of the food grade hydrogen peroxide. And I'm going to move the food processor so that you can see how I'm going to salad spin. Okay, put this over here. Boy, I have made so much more complicated dishes than the Caesar salad, but for some reason I'm running out of room and everything else here. So let's clear some space so we can watch the spin, watch it dump into the salad bowl. Okay, so now it's sat for a little bit. And we're just gonna turn the cold water on, turn the sprayer on, and we're just gonna spray right through this. Get it all washed. And I will tell you that using the food grade hydrogen peroxide is amazing, because what I have found is that when I clean a fruit or a vegetable with food grade hydrogen peroxide, it actually tastes fresher. Like the flavor just comes alive. So there we go. And speaking of which, as I do this, we'll let it just drain just a little bit. Let's see, I have a battery-powered one. Oh my God, Teresa, you win. I did not know they made battery-powered salad spinners. That's amazing. Okay, we're gonna drop this off. And so give me a 1 if you have downloaded the free download, the Happy Spice Cabinet, which you can get at nannybubby.com/spices. Just go over there, download it for free. I actually should post it on the Nanny Bubby site, just so that you can easily download it. It's a great, I really passionately put that together. I had so much fun researching all the spices, where they originated from, what dishes they go good with. There's some unusual ones on there just because I think East Indian cooking is getting very popular right now. So some of the spices like cumin and ginger originated in India, and I researched all that, which was lots of fun. So, okay, nannybubby.com/spices. It's a free download. Go for it. Coming up after spices is Happy Fridge, and then after Happy Fridge is the Happy Pantry. So the Happy Fridge is coming together really nicely. So while I'm spinning this, will all of you just type in the chat, what thing can you not live without in your refrigerator? Maybe Parmesan cheese. Somebody wrote the other day champagne mustard. Somebody the other day wrote Worcestershire sauce. Because we live, some of us, most of us watching, actually live in the desert Southwest. There are things that if you lived in Maine, you could keep out on your countertop, but in Las Vegas, we have to keep some of that stuff, like even ketchup and mustard, in our refrigerator to keep it fresh, especially in August. Even though our houses are cooled, that heat still can get in, and fruit and vegetables really disintegrate quickly in the summer, even in the house. So type down what you can't live without in your refrigerator, and I'm going to spin this. Okay. So the cute thing is that I am going to finish the Caesar salad while we are live on the air. And I can promise you my husband and son are going to come down and eat it because they are both so excited that I put tequila in this dressing. Oh my gosh. So give me a thumbs up, Tom, if you're listening, that you and Russell are so excited. I should have them both come down and introduce them to you. So, Bean Vodka, LOL. Yeah, we'll remember that for sure. Okay, hold on. Let me get the salad bowl here. Here it is. There we go. Okay. There we go. So, this is nice and dry now. Perfect for eating. We're going to take the other group of salad and lettuce. So, this is, as you can tell, is much better than somebody pulling off every lettuce leaf and washing each leaf individually, laying it out on the countertop on paper towels, drying it, walking away for a period of time, and then coming back and hoping that your salad is dry. I mean, if I had to do all that, just like you, I would probably stop eating salad too, right? Who wouldn't? So let's rinse all the hydrogen peroxide off of this, spray it down really good. So I don't know how many of you have seen this kitchen rack that I have. It folds up, as you can see, like this. It's really fantastic. And I use this, it really adds counter space, and yet at the same time, it's like raises my sink up so I don't have to actually put anything down and touch the bottom of my sink, because sometimes the bottom of the sink can be very unsanitary and I don't like that. So there we go. All rinsed. I feel like I've got all that hydrogen peroxide off. My nose is itching, just FYI. Okay, and okay, there we go. There we go. And if you're ready, peanut butter mustard. Peanut butter and mustard I'm getting. Cheese and butter, yeah. Garlic, cheese, and dry white wine. There you go. Bing vodka. I mean, we can't stop talking about Bing vodka in this house. Love Bing vodka. But I guess if it's vodka, we put it in our freezer, right? Okay. I love those. Peanut butter. Almond butter. That's a good one, Heather. Okay. All right. There we go. Look how dry this lettuce is after spinning. Look at that. Isn't that fantastic? It's just beautiful. So, into the bowl it goes. I'm actually not going to put it all in because maybe we'll save some to eat with our dinner a little bit later. But let's see. Let's see if I can encourage my husband and son to come down. Hey guys, do you guys want to come down and test the Caesar salad? I don't know. So here's the croutons. Let's see if we can get them down here. All right. Let me pop this up here. I love how colorful this apron is, don't you? I love this. Grow, cook, gather. I think it's actually very beautiful. I love it. Okay, so let's start by sprinkling. Let's see. Are you guys coming? Coming for a taste test, guys? We're going to sprinkle a little bit of Parmesan cheese on the top. We're going to take a few of these breadcrumbs or bread croutons. Look at how beautifully golden these are. See that? Isn't that gorgeous? Yep. Okay, there goes the croutons. And let me find the tongs. My daughter got me these beautiful tongs called, let's see, no water left on the lettuce. Nope, no water left on the lettuce. Oh, there's Tom. Where's Russell? Can you say hello to everybody?
Hello.
Talk to them for just a minute while I get the tongs.
Oh, I'm filling time now. Okay, good. Hello, everybody. I cannot wait to try this fantastic Caesar salad. I think it may need more vodka, though.
No, not vodka.
Actually, tequila. I'm sorry. Tequila. I think we're going to need more tequila. I can just tell, but we'll let you know in a minute.
Okay. Hey, Laura
Okay.
Grau, how are you? Thanks for being here. Okay. Do we need to put maybe a little more Parmesan cheese? Is
Oh.
Russell coming?
I don't know.
Oh, Biggie's
Okay.
coming.
Biggie's
Do you hear
coming.
Biggie
I hear
barking?
Biggie.
Okay.
I hear Biggie.
All right, so here we go.
Okay.
Just a few more croutons.
Okay.
Let me see. Everybody
Okay.
needs to see this.
Wow.
Okay, there we go. All right, now here comes the dressing, which is not all the dressing.
I can't
It's just
wait.
some, because I know you guys were both like,
It looks so good with the anchovies. I would have preferred a little bit more of that anchovy juice, just so you know.
no, it wasn't juice, it was
Well,
oil, and it would
oil.
have made it just a little bit too salty.
Too oily?
Too salty.
Wouldn't that be good instead of regular oil, though, maybe?
No, if you got enough of that, you'd probably have a heart attack.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh my God, smell that. Can you smell the tequila?
Yeah.
Yeah, you like that?
Don Julio, too.
Don
It's the
Julio,
good
no
stuff.
cheap tequila here.
Oh, no. We don't cut corners on our tequila in our salads. Believe me. We only use the best.
Only the best.
Only the best.
And what other tequila do you like?
Don Julio is very good.
What is the one that Russell
Patron.
likes?
Russell likes Patron.
Right.
Yeah.
So,
And I've got some really good Don Julio here that my friends bought me for my birthday.
yes.
That we didn't use. We're
Right.
saving that for a special occasion,
Another little drop.
not for a Tuesday night inside our salad.
So, a Tuesday night cider salad. So, believe it or not, when I was young, oh my God, just stick your finger in there. Are your hands clean?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh my goodness.
That tequila gave it such a good taste. Was it good?
Yeah, it's good.
Are you just saying that?
Oh, it's really good.
Okay, take a bite of this. Take the salad. Is that good? It is, isn't it?
More.
More? Oh, I like that. Okay.
Whoop. Okay, one more.
Sorry.
One more.
Good. All right, guys. Remember, replace acid with acid. Tequila is an acid, so the recipe called for a half a cup of lemon juice, but we did 2 ounces of lemon juice and 2 ounces of tequila. And let me tell you, this, everybody, is delicious. What are we going to say?
What are we going to say? I don't know. It's
Was
your
Nanny-
show.
What does Nanny Bubby say at the end of every show?
Spread love with butter.
No, but you're close.
Okay.
All right, everybody, on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. Go out and spread love like butter. And add a little